Next up is the expenses tab. Now this is where you're going to enter any and all expenses to your business. It's recommended that line items such as eBay or Amazon selling fees or subscriptions or PayPal fees, you should enter these as aggregates once a month rather than the fees for every single item. You certainly could enter the fees for every single item, but it's very time consuming and you're just going to sum these all up at the end of a month anyway to figure out what your profit or loss was for the month. So what some people have done is at the end of the month, they will make one entry for these fees and then put the total amount. Totally up to you, but I recommend that you do that. So let's go through these columns. Column B is the date that you incurred the expense. You just simply enter the date that the expense happened. Column C is a formulated column that you're not really going to do anything with. It just figures out the month and the year and it's pulled into another part of the sheet. Nothing to enter here, it's formulated. Column D is the vendor. This is who you paid the money to, the business or person you paid for the items or services in question. Column E is the total amount you paid them. This is actually the amount that you gave to this person or business. Very simple. Column F is the type of expense. Now, this is set up over in the Control tab, which is covered in a different video. And once you set this up, it allows you, when you go to this cell, to pull up a drop down and select any of the types of expenses you set up there in the Control tab. So that way, if you ever need to sort by all your Amazon fees or your banking fees, whatever, you can easily do that. But you will need to set up those expenses in the Control tab. So check out that video for more information about how to do that. Column G is a manual column where you can enter the number of items you bought if you're buying inventory. That's what this one is specifically set up for. And this gets pulled over into another part of the profit summary where it keeps track of how many inventory items you've bought and in a given month and how much you've spent for them, so you can kind of get your average cost per item, things like that, your totals. So if you buy inventory at, say, a thrift store and you bought 12 items, you spent $20, that's how you would enter it. You would enter the 12 right here. Next up is column H. This is a note column where you can make changes or any kind of notes to the actual line item you want, just anything that you want to put in there that will jog your memory. And then column I is a receipt column where you could enter the actual receipt number. It just gives you a way to reconcile this particular transaction with a specific receipt, or it could be a transaction if it was an online purchase, for instance. Whatever you really want to put there, it's just another way to have access to it. So that's the expenses tab. It's fairly straightforward. If you have any questions or comments about it, please leave them underneath this video and we will do our best to answer them in a timely manner. Hope that was helpful. See you soon.